As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
The Swifties, Kansas City Chiefs, make it to the Super Bowl. Um, I We'll get to this in loser, but had Detroit won, I think it would have been the most watched Super Bowl in, I don't know how modern, 10, 15 years. And it still may be. There's a lot of people invested in this season, but dude, give it up to the Chiefs. Go on the road in Baltimore, jump on them early, lean on their defense. Mahomes was efficient as hell. Kelsey had a big day. The running game was nails for them whenever they had to have it. I mean, they played that's a great win. Going on the road to beat that Baltimore team, that was a great win. That's a rested Baltimore team that they faced, and underdog coming in there, and that was impressive. I got to give hats off to the Kansas City Chiefs.
I tried to tell you, man.
I know it.
Just wasn't betting against Mahomes.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Lamar Jackson was awful, but it was pretty clear who the best quarterback on the field was. Baltimore just made some mistakes. Maybe Justin Tucker shouldn't have gotten Mahomes' way when he was warming up. I don't know why you would poke that bear, but it was impressive. It looked like that stadium was rocking, and the Chiefs handled all the noise. They handled everything like a team that's played in a lot of big games the last
Made
several
them.
years.
Yeah. They made them earn every single thing that they got.
That Kansas City defense, whew, they had been the strength of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they played particularly well against Buffalo, but they came out and they were fantastic.
They can cover. It just there was nothing easy for Baltimore. They had to earn everything. Just made them snap it again. Keep it in front, rally and tackle, good coverage, force them tough down and distances, make them earn everything. No free plays. Um, Hats off to them. That's one of the that's one of the more impressive wins. I know the Buffalo win was big time. This one felt like more complete to me. They even, they had an opportunity late to maybe mess the thing up, right? With the fumble, and their defense answered the call.
Speaking of fumbles, how about Zay Flowers' fumble? Ooh.
Brutal.
Only reach it out on fourth down.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches, I'm sure, Monday, or a lot of coaches right when that happened, send a group text to their players. That's why I always tell you, don't reach it out unless it's fourth down.
And he's like, to me, it looks like he's in anyways. He clearly would have been in, right?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't think I think he
run,
could have just run.
tuck it and finish. That's it. It's easy to say, watching it slow mo, but you got to play the percentages in those moments, and tough. I hate that for him, and that's how it goes. It comes down to, as the games get tighter and tighter, the competition is more and more intense. It comes down to a couple of plays. It really does. It's wild.
Lamar Jackson's going to win MVP, and everyone's going to go, huh?
Gonna feel bad, isn't it? It's just gonna
It's just
feel.
going to. Had an incredible season. Fantastic player, but that position, you are judged by how you play in the playoffs and where you take your team. And he just hadn't gotten over the hump. And I'm not sure how many more opportunities Baltimore's going to have. This was the year.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Did you see the clip of Creed, Barry, and Queen?
That old Cree Humphrey's good at football now, brother.
Oh, that was beautiful. Go ahead, just knock that double team, get the D lineman out of the gap, and then go up and just absolutely, it's just like pulled him in and buried him. That was awesome.
I thought you were about to ask me if I'd seen the Mahomes picture in the locker room that everyone was commenting on. Did you see him tweet about it?
Oh my gosh. What was the original tweet was like well the first one I saw was I don't know who it was, said something like, boy, it makes you really wonder how no one can tackle this guy on the field or something like that.
Hey, I don't care. The guy can play. I don't care what the
Right.
midsection looks like. Keep doing you, Patrick Mahomes. Anything else about that game?
No, man. Impressive win. Impressive win.
Who do you have as your loser of the week?
Oh, Detroit. Detroit. You know, uh, I was pulling for them, but when they got up to that lead, it just didn't it didn't feel like that's where they should be. It doesn't suit their like the going for it on fourth, like we're not taking the points, we're gonna go punch it in for the touchdown. Like you need the game, you need to be like right there or behind. When you're up, like even though you've been doing it the whole season, like you know how it is. Call comes into the huddle and everyone's like, shit, now should we just take the points? Like it just didn't really fit how they played all year, you know, and it kind of took them out of their element. And listen, I'm not blaming anyone for it. I like that they continued to play the way that they've played, you know, do the things that they've done. It was just, oh God, it was painful to watch, Gabe. It was painful.
Mistakes, missed opportunities, turnovers, or
Yep.
what should have been an interception turns into a massive play for the 49ers.
It's brutal.
Goes off your helmet. Ugh. Gibbs
It's like,
fumble.
is he going to be known? Is that going to replay like the Jose Canseco, the home run that bounced off his head in right field?
I hope not. No, maybe in Detroit.
Maybe so. Oh, it was horrible. I hated it.
I,
And hey, going for it on fourth, I understand it. Not taking the points, I understand it. What I did not understand was when they ran it on third down late. You just you that's not a call. That's a mistake. That was a mistake. It's not like we're going to be aggressive here. It's you're putting the game on one play that you don't need to.
well, you're essentially ending the game.
Ending it. That's it. Either you score or the game is over in that moment.
The onside kick.
Or you get the onside kick, which
What is it for? I think 4%.
Yeah, because of all the rule changes and everything.
Just
So
throw the
stupid.
ball. Just throw the ball. You got to
Yep.
throw the ball there. You cannot run the ball there. So that was, and I don't know if that was Ben Johnson's call, which by the way, he's staying in Detroit again. How about that? I don't know if that was him or if it was Campbell or if it was a collaboration. But you can't make that mistake.
No.
You can't call a run there.
Mm-mm.
Just statistically, and you know that they have they have a good grasp of whatever you want to call it, analytics, math, probabilities, that you just can't run the ball there.
No. You don't need you don't even need analytics. You just need clock. Look at the clock. The most valuable thing that you have at that moment is timeouts. That's it. You got 3 of them and the 2-minute warning, I think, or they were under the 2-minute warning at the time, weren't they? Or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it was like right around a minute, I think, minute 5, minute 10.
Exactly.
So, you just can't do it. Frustrating. I'm not mad. I'm not gonna. They went way above and beyond, and it is going to be more difficult for them in the future, like to some degree. Like they're not going to creep up on anyone, but this is the NFL. You don't creep up on anyone. It's hard to win week in, week out. You can lose every single Sunday to anybody, but they have built that team properly. I mean, watching Penei Sewell get out and run out on the side, man, that dude is incredible. And he doesn't look like an offensive lineman that he doesn't look like he should move the way he does. Like some offensive linemen that move, you're like, okay, that guy looks like, he looks like an athlete. He doesn't really look like a guy that moves as well as he does. But point is, they built that team properly, and they got good young skill talent. They got good young players on defense. They can improve in the secondary, but I think Detroit's going to be around.
Brock Purdy's going to play in the Super Bowl.
He is. May win the damn thing.
May win the thing. We'll see. We'll obviously talk about the Super Bowl next week, leading up to the game. I do love the nice breather week for the Super Bowl.
Hey, Baker sliding into the Pro Bowl.
Baker sliding in. What, Jalen's in. Lane, well, Trent can't. He's got other things to prepare for. So, what? Creed had to be a Pro Bowler, right?
Had to be. I mean, I would be.
I don't know who is a Pro Bowler for the Chiefs because they're always playing in the Super Bowl.
I know. Yeah. It's like Pro Bowl. That's a cool thing. Like they don't even know what it is. You get to go.
Losers have to keep going to the Super Bowl every year. My wife was trying to decide if we should try and go.
Of course you should. What does that even mean? It's in Las Vegas.
I know it is. We went last year and had an absolute blast. So maybe we'll explore the options. Who knows?
Yeah. Do it.
We'll see. All right, let's finish up with my winner and loser. But first,
elevate your tailgate with Chapel Supply and Equipment in Oklahoma City. Chapel Supply and Equipment has generators and inverters on hand that'll give you all the power you need so you can take your tailgate to the next level. They've also got top-of-the-line heaters to keep you warm during those cold tailgates later in the season. They're Oklahoma-owned and operated. Elevate your tailgate by calling 405-495-1722 or visit chapelsupply.com. That's CHAPPELL supply.com.
And attention business owners, you need Insurica in your life. Insurica is one of the country's largest insurance brokers with 30 offices throughout Oklahoma, Texas, and the Southwest. Insurica is able to customize programs by accessing the latest information from many insurance carriers. They compare and contrast coverage offerings and pricing in order to design a cost-effective, comprehensive program to meet your business's specific needs. If your business partners with Insurica, you'll save huge amounts of money and take back control of your total cost of risk. If your business wants to be best in class, connect with Insurica at Insurica.com. That's INSURICA.com.
And head to opolisclothing.com for our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's OPOLIS clothing.com. Use promo code TED, TED, for 10% off. That's opolisclothing.com. Use promo code TED for 10% off. Buttery soft and 10% off.
For my winner of the week, any NBA MVP candidate not named Joel Embiid. So who would that be? Jokic, Shea, Giannis, Luka, all one-name guys. How about that?
Yeah. Huh.
Because Embiid goes down with the knee injury. It was a weird play. Ball's on the floor. I think it was Kuminga dives for the ball. He's got to miss a game already. We'll see how long he's out. You know, knees can be weird, especially a guy that size. But the other MVP candidates are my winner of the week because I don't know if Embiid's going to play 65 games. Remember, you're required now to play 65 games to win the award. He's hurt. Who knows how quickly he'll be back. They don't want to rush him back. It's just kind of a weird situation. You can only miss 17 games. I think he's already missed 12. He's definitely going to miss a 13th. I don't know. It just seems unlikely that he hits that threshold, man.
Yeah.
Which he's been ridiculously good this year. He's been the best player in the league. But the rule's the rule. Is the rule working? I don't know. I know what they want. I know what they're going for, Ted.
Yeah.
The NBA wants the stars to play. I totally get it. They're tired of all the load management stuff and want the regular season to be more exciting and feel more important to everyone. But if Embiid is just completely dismissed from the MVP conversation because he doesn't hit the 65 game mark, I don't know. It just feels kind of silly.
Yeah. What's that? 20%?
Roughly. Yeah.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair. Here's the thing. The load management stuff has really created this problem. And I think everyone would agree that, well, if you miss 17 or 18 games, but it's because you've had some legitimate injuries, then okay, maybe we can overlook it. But the problem is they lie or fib about why they're missing games because of load management, and you just can't do it. If everyone was honest about everything and just said, no, we're resting them, or and not just holding guys off because they jammed a thumb or whatever they're saying. I don't know. I think the rule is in place for a good reason. And unfortunately, Embiid may be a casualty of it.
I know this. It creates a little drama and it starts a conversation. And the NBA doesn't hate that.
Yeah, I agree.
And remember, the rule also applies to all NBA as well. And with all the incentives, those max extensions that are tied to making all NBA.
That's right.
I mean,
That's
you
what
saw
you want, though.
Tyrese Halliburton talks about how stupid he thinks the rule is. It's dumb. He also has like 40-something million dollars on the line. And he's already missed a lot of games. I think he can only miss 3 or 4 more. So, yeah. Is the rule working? I think so. But there are going to be some guys that get left off some of this stuff. And it's going to feel a little weird, but I suppose we'll get used to it.
Well, I'll say this. it will not feel weird to me at all. Okay. I'll manage just fine.
Is there going to be some other list? The honorable mentions if they would have been able to, if they would have played enough games list?
Yeah, that's it. It's like
The 65 games and under all
yeah,
NBA?
like the NIT all NBA team, right? It's funny.
Yeah. But if Embiid
I,
doesn't make it to 65 games,
I helped
Shea,
SBA out. Yeah.
Shea, it bumps him up the list, baby. All right, for my loser of the week. Ted, in a shocking development, the NCAA has been sued again. The old NCAA, the loser of the week. The attorneys general of Tennessee and Virginia have filed a lawsuit against the NCAA, basically saying that these athletes aren't employees. So it's illegal and dumb that the NCAA doesn't want athletes to consider what NIL opportunities there are if they attend a certain institution. So, from what I understand, but boiling this down to plain language that's easy for me to understand, is that a school and a collective should be able to give its NIL pitch because it's a big part of recruiting these athletes that are not employees. So you can't restrict the recruiting pitch for people that aren't employees. And this comes on the heels of multiple reports saying the NCAA is investigating Tennessee for its collective flying Nico Iamaleava on a private jet to a recruiting trip, which, well done, Tennessee. Impressive. There's a lot going on here, Ted. We got lawsuits, we got private jets, the Wild Wild West of NIL, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Tennessee is right. Um, I I don't know. There's just so many different rules. There's high school kids that are getting NIL deals whenever they're still in high school. So I how is that not? I guess I just don't understand it. I mean, Tennessee makes a point. The point is pretty clear, in my opinion. If people are making NIL pitches, then it's going to be a part of recruiting. That's just how it goes. I mean, you can't take that factor out. It's already there. I mean, they're gonna factor it in. So I don't know. It seems like a stupid argument by the NCAA, and it feels like they're randomly selecting teams to go after, doesn't it?
It does feel a bit random.
Because I don't know. I guess I don't know all of the details.
I don't know how many teams have flown a guy private for a recruiting event. I would assume that number is very, very, very small because flying private is very expensive. But here's what I think. And I don't even know what the rule is anymore. I'm not sure anyone knows what the rule is. There's so
I
many
know that's
different
the thing.
rules. Yeah, there's so many different rules in different states. Then you got the different high school rules in different states. I don't know. I don't know what the rule is anymore. But here's my idea. And I think it makes all the sense in the world. Every official visitor to a campus, every official visitor and their family should be allowed to have a meeting with the coaches if they want to be in there and the collective connected to the program as part of their official visit weekend. Like it's just part of the schedule. And that's where you sit down and you say, this is what it looks like. This is what we are offering you. We all know that this is a massive, massive part of these recruits' decision making already, why not just give everyone in the room and their family, and they could hear the pitch and get the realistic picture of what it looks like for them if they come there? It seems very logical to just do it that way.
Yeah, it does. You know, you have two things, like you've got these two paths have really diverged. College football is no longer amateur athletics. And maybe it hadn't been for a while. So the NCAA, like their mandate is to like try and maintain that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've split, and
well, I think their mandate now is to try to stay relevant and to keep their jobs.
Right. I mean,
but
I guess what I'm saying is like we've split, and like they're no longer even needed.
No, and that's
so. And you're starting to hear it from pretty much everyone now, and everyone's like, it started off as we need guardrails and we should do this, and then I think we should do that, and now everyone's starting to sing the same tune about what should happen and what's likely going to happen. Players are going to become employees. You're going to have the top level of Division I, 64 teams or whatever number they decide on. They're going to have one TV contract. You know, it's like, it's going to be NFL like. I don't know what the time frame on that is, but that's where it's going. The more the NCAA hunts and picks teams to go after it, the quicker it probably gets here.
Well, I mean, how many lawsuits do they have going on right now?
Well, it's the smart thing to do. Don't never, ever take what the NCAA has handed you. Never. Just throw lawyers at it. Just do what Kansas did. Right? And it somehow has disappeared. Is that even still a thing? Is it still going on? You know?
No.
It's gone. Got caught paying players when it was illegal, right? And no, we're not. We disagree. We're just going to keep playing basketball. I think Tennessee's doing the right thing.
My only other thought on the situation is this. I don't think all of a sudden a bunch of schools are going to start flying a bunch of recruits around in private jets to their campus, because that just adds up very, very, very quickly. Now, maybe you do it with quarterbacks. Maybe. But if you fly the guy on a private jet in and you meet with him and you offer him something, and a school offers him a lot more money than you, and they don't fly him on a private jet, guess where he's going? He's going to the school that gives him more money. Doesn't care about your jet.
Yeah, the private jet is good for only the flight is all it's good for.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm just, we'll see where this goes, but whether this is the NCAA trying to hold on to any power they still have, the Supreme Court has already told them if they feel like it violates the antitrust law, they're going to lose. They're not employees. So I really like Tennessee's chances here. We'll see. But the NCAA just keeps getting sued left and right.
They're going to be spread pretty thin before long.
I still think whatever college football, whatever it's going to look like moving forward, I think that big shift is coming sooner rather than later.
Yeah. It feels like it. I mean, there's enough people now. I feel like you feel like you've passed the point of reaching critical mass.
When is the college football playoff TV deal up? After the 2025 year?
Is that right? Yeah. I think there's 2 years. Everyone was saying that we'll kind of feel it out, right? And then see where we want to go after that to make it permanent or whatever. So I think that's right.
That feels like a logical shifting point.
Yep.
We'll see.
I think you carve out football's probably going to be carved out, and all the other sports are going to play conferences.
We'll see. We know this. OU's going to be part of the cool kids club, so it doesn't matter. Not worried about it.
Content, baby.
Yeah, baby.